I was 34, a single mom, and the only one in my family with a steady job. To my parents, that meant one thing: I was their personal ATM. Meanwhile, my younger sister Kayla, 28, hadn't held a job for more than a few months. She was the golden child. I was the fallback. The default provider. The one who always gave and got nothing back. It started small. Kayla's struggling. Help her out a little, they'd say. So I did. Her tuition. Her car repairs. Rent, just until she gets back on her feet. But somehow, she never stood up, and my parents never stopped asking. I lived modestly with my daughter, Ava, in a small rented duplex. She was only 8, but she noticed everything. Quiet, thoughtful, always observing. And she saw the moment everything changed. That Thursday, my mom texted. "Rent is due. Help your sister. We raised you better than this." I ignored it. I had just emptied my savings for Ava's dental surgery. I couldn't and wouldn't bail Kayla out again. 2 hours later, they were at my front door. No warning. Just fists pounding like I owed them money. Mom didn't wait for an invitation. She stormed in like she owned the place. Dad followed, smirking, that same look he always gave before launching into a lecture. "Why aren't you answering us?" Mom barked. "I already told you. I can't pay Kayla's rent this month." "Oh, so your daughter's teeth are more important than your sister's roof?" Dad scoffed, pushing his way inside. "She's a grown adult," I said, standing my ground. "She doesn't work, that's not my fault." Then it escalated. Mom screamed, flung her purse across the room, and slapped me, hard. Before I could react, Dad shoved me into the bookshelf. My head hit the edge. Blood blurred my vision. Ava screamed. "Mom," she cried, running toward me. But my mother blocked her. "Stay out of this, little girl. If your mother listened like Kayla, she wouldn't be punished." Punished. Like I was a child again, not a grown woman, not a mother, not a provider. I stood up, shaking, and told them to leave. Dad crossed his arms. "Not until you transfer the money." They sat down like they owned the place. Ignored Ava's crying. Ignored the blood. The only thing that mattered to them was Kayla's rent. That night, I locked myself and Ava in my room. She curled up beside me and whispered, "Mom, why do Grandma and Grandpa hate you?" I had no answer. But in that silence, something broke inside me, and something else woke up. The next morning, I dropped Ava off at school and drove straight to the courthouse. I wasn't on the lease. But I didn't need to be. You see, 2 years ago, I'd started saving every bonus, every freelance gig, every raise. And with quiet determination, I used that money to purchase the very house my parents lived in, the one I grew up in, through an LLC. They never knew. Until now. I filed an emergency restraining order, bruises fresh, medical report in hand. "They assaulted me in front of my daughter," I told the officer. He nodded. "You did the right thing." Next, I contacted the property manager of my childhood home, my home now. "Are they behind on rent?" I asked, already knowing. 3 months late, she said. "Perfect," I replied. "Let me handle it." That night, my parents texted again. "Dad, you've embarrassed this family." "Mom, Ava needs to learn who the real villains are." "Dad, you'll regret choosing outsiders over your sister." They didn't know I'd already mailed them a certified 30-day eviction notice. They didn't know their time was up. A few days later, I ran into Kayla at the store. She gave me that smug look, tossing $30 hair products into her cart. "Still playing the victim?" she mocked. "No," I said calmly. "I'm just taking the stage away from you." She looked confused. She had no idea what was coming. The eviction letter arrived the next morning. My mother called, screaming. "How could you do this to us?" I answered, calm. "The same way you hit me in front of my daughter." "Easy." "Where are we supposed to go?" she cried. I replied, "Maybe Kayla can pay your rent." Silence. Then she hung up. For the first time in my life, I didn't feel guilty. I felt free. Over the next few days, they scrambled, trying to guilt relatives, smear my name, call me cruel and unstable. I said nothing. I didn't need to defend myself. Instead, I took Ava to visit a small home I had just closed on. Nothing fancy, but ours. A fenced yard. Lavender bushes. Peace. "We're moving," I told her. Her eyes lit up. "To a place that's just ours?" I nodded. She smiled. 30 days later, I stood across the street from my old house, my parents' eviction deadline. The lawn was littered with broken furniture and plastic bags. Mom's rusty patio swing was tipped sideways. Dad was pacing. Kayla was nowhere, she'd flown to Miami. Ava held my hand. She asked to come. "I want to see what it looks like," she said, "when people get what they deserve." My mom rushed toward me. "You're throwing us out? We're your family." I didn't flinch. "You hit me. You humiliated me. And now you want sympathy?" Dad stepped forward. "You think buying a house makes you powerful? You're just a tenant with a crown." "No," I said. "I became the landlord of my own life, and yours." He reached for me, but I didn't flinch. "Touch me again," I said coldly, "and the police will get here faster than your next lie." He stopped. Then Ava stepped forward. "You shouldn't have hurt my mom," she said. "You lied about love." My mom's lip trembled. But no apology came. "You'll regret this," she hissed. "No," I said. "I regretted letting you stay this long." We turned and walked away. I didn't look back. That night, Ava and I drank tea in our new kitchen. She painted while I watched the lavender sway in the golden light. "Do you feel better now?" she asked. I nodded. "I feel clean. Like something heavy was washed away." Weeks later, a cousin messaged me. My parents were living in a one-bedroom above a closed nail salon. Kayla had ghosted them, took their money and vanished. I didn't respond. Instead, I posted a photo of Ava holding her latest painting, a little house, 2 stick figures, the sun smiling overhead. The caption? "We don't live in fear anymore." And we didn't.